Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel. This is Ubuntu Sports. As usual, we come every Friday bringing you Ubuntu Sports, talking about everything that is happening in Zambia concerning the world of sports. We are live again with a special guest, someone who's just from winning a bronze medal with the women's national team in Morocco. Remember, Zambia did very well when they qualified to the World Cup for the first time. And the person that made us win the bronze medal, he scored against Nigeria, is my guest tonight. And it is none other than Everine Suzen Katongo. Well, good evening, Susan. Welcome
Good
to Ubuntu.
evening. Thank you.
How have you been? Welcome back to Zambia.
Thank you so much.
Uh, so tell us in just in brief, who is Everine Susan Katongo?
Okay. Everine Suzen Katongo is a young girl aged 19, born and bred from Chiwoda. I'm the sixth born in the family of six and the last born. Yeah.
Oh, great. You are the last born. So tell me now, because you didn't tell me about your career. I've seen some clips where you've been acting in movies, and I've also seen you playing football. Are you an actor or are you a footballer?
Mm, I do combine both acting and football, but the most the most thing that I like to do is football. Acting is just when I have free time, like I have nothing to do, that's when I do act. But the thing I love to do in my career is football.
Which of the talents did you develop first? Did you start acting first, or you started playing football? Which one did you identify first?
I started playing football first before acting then. Acting came in, but the first thing I started develop was football.
All right. So let's talk about the your football career, because this is Ubuntu Sports and we talk about sports here. So how did you discover that? Wow, I can play football. How did the career begin?
Mm, My career in football hasn't been an easy journey for me. Because back there when I was too young, I had passion for football. I used to admire my sister and my older brother who used to play football. Though my parents were not in support of that, because what they knew was that football is only for men and not for girls. So my parents were not in support with me starting playing football. But I didn't discourage myself because I knew what I wanted, and I started watching like uh the players from Zambia, the Africa Cup in 2012 that was played by the Zambian players, the one who won in 2012. I was watching that tournament and I started admiring Sambalungu. From there, he's been my role model, and just seeing him playing football, uh, he's been encouraging me. Like I was encouraged with what he's been doing, how he's been playing football, and I gained interest. And I just told myself that if he can do this, I can also do this. Cause and also I put God first because I know that with God nothing is impossible. So just by admiring Sambalungu and what he's been doing, and my sister and my older brother, that gave me courage that I can also do the same. If they can manage to play football, they can manage to do this. I can also do this as long as I love what I do and I stay focused with on what I want to achieve.
Thanks. Now, uh, just explain to me. How did you overcome? Because you've told us that your parents were against you playing football. How did it go? How did you overcome the situation?
It wasn't easy for me to convince my parents that that's what I want to be. I want to be a footballer. I want to be playing football. It wasn't easy for me, but they used to refuse. Like when I want to go for training, they used to ban my training kits, ban all the boots, the shorts, the jerseys. But I used to run. Uh, Immediately they start doing something, I run away from home, then go for training. Sometimes I used to leave my training with my friends. Then tomorrow again, I go for training. My friend bring the training kits. After training, I give her back to go with them. So it wasn't easy. But I think when I reached at the age of 10 years, uh I joined Leander Foundation when I was 8 years. Then when I reached at the age of 10, my parents now started realizing that we can't stop her from doing this because that's what she wants. And we just have to encourage her to continue with her career. We can't stop her anymore. She's growing up and we've seen her improving and loving what she does. So they started encouraging me, pushing me forward. When I missed training, they used to shout at me when I missed training. When I reached at the age of 10, they even started chasing me. Go for training. When I'm at home, they ask, "What time are you going for training?" I tell them. When that time, like for us, we used to train around 14, 14, 15. That's where our training used to start. So mom used to chase me, go for training. And it's just 13, start preparing and go for training. To now, they are still in support. They continue encouraging me, pushing me forward, and other people around me to now.
Great. So, to those who are joining us, this is Ubuntu Sports, and we are featuring Everine Suzen Katongo, the one that made us win the bronze medal in Morocco. Katongo, let's talk about your club football. Which one was the first club when you started playing football? Was it were you playing for the school, or maybe you had already found the club at 8?
Uh, I found the club at 8, and that club was Riando Foundation. That's where I've been training since my childhood. They've groomed me to become who I am today. And I think last year, that's when I joined ZISD, Zambian Institute on Sustainable Development, where I started playing National League. Yeah, to now. That's my current club, ZISD.
So that club is in Chibodi, am I right?
Yes, Chinika ya Kanyama.
In Kanyama. All
Yes,
right.
the under foundation
Uh,
is in Kanyama.
okay. So when you started playing football, which position did you start playing? Were you a striker then? Were you a defender, or you started as a midfielder, just like that?
When I started playing football, I was a defender. I used to play center back as the central defender. As days goes by, my coach started training me right back. I started training as a right back. Uh, from there, we started using me on the midfield. Till now, I'm used playing on the midfield, and I feel very happy playing on the midfield.
Uh, so it was the coach that decided that you should change to become a midfielder, or maybe it
Yes,
was you admiring Sambalungu.
my position was center back. I was a central defender, but when I started growing up, seeing with the way I used to play, cause all the coaches have their own tactics, so they started training me all the numbers, and I think the coach saw that this is the perfect number for me, and this is the perfect position for me, and that I can be able to do what that position requires. That's how he started training me on the midfield until now.
All right, thank you very much to our viewers that are watching us. Please don't forget that you are able to participate during this program. We'll share the link with you, and also we're going to read through your comments. So type in your comments wherever you are watching us from, whether you're watching us on Facebook or you're watching us on YouTube. Type in your questions, and we'll read through the questions. And Everine is here to answer all the questions for you, isn't it, Everine?
Yes.
Thanks. Now, Evelyn, let's look at one of the videos because we have to go back to where you started your career. Let's watch this clip, then we'll come back and talk about it.
Yes.
My name is Everine. I'm 16 years old. I live in Chiboda, Lusaka, Zambia. Sports has taught me so many things, like on how to keep myself and how to abstain from bad companies and bad things that might happen in our compounds, and how to be disciplined and to respect other people through talking to elderly people or other people around us. Sports has helped me to accept any result that we might get through our matches. Like, we train as a team, we win as a team, we lose as a team, and we draw as a team. So it has made us to accept any result that we might get after we played the match, and to have fair play through our matches and our games.
Thanks, Evelyn. I'm sure you've seen the video. Just take us through, because at first you said you joined Chifundo. Then at what stage did you join International Children's?
Children International is connected to the Yando Foundation. We are connected to Children International, and Children International has been sponsoring me ever since I was young. Children International started sponsoring me when I was 9 years old. Till I reached at the age of 18, and now I'm 19. Children International has been sponsoring me, and it has been connected to my parents' club, which is the Yando Foundation.
So at that stage, when you are at the age of 16, did you ever dreamt of playing for the national team?
Yes, that was what I wanted. My dream was to play for the national team, and which really happened for me. And I was very happy being called for the national team. It was a great achievement to me because that's what I wanted.
Great. Now let's look at that now. At what? Because I remember you played into, was it under 16 for the national team, or was it under 17 for the COSAFA qualifiers when you were first called? How did you receive the news, and where were you?
At first, my first call up was in 2017. I was called for under 17 trials, of which I didn't make it because by then I was writing my grade 9 exam. I was in grade 9, so I couldn't make it. I wasn't in the team. I wasn't found in the team. Then again, I was called in
Just
2019.
before that,
Mm,
when you are dropped after the trials, how did you feel?
I felt bad, but I had to accept it because, again, school is very important. So I just had to concentrate on school because I knew that football doesn't finish. So if I write my exam again, I'm going to find football is still there. So I just had to accept what happened, and I just had to concentrate on school.
Okay, continue now. So after you are dropped, then what
Yeah,
next?
I was called again in 2019 for under 20, the one that went to Kosafa and got the silver medal. I was
Okay.
there. Yeah, and at that time I told myself that I wasn't fixed in 2017, and this is my chance to show myself that I can do this. So I just had to work hard. I pushed myself during training until uh, I was found in the team that traveled to South Africa, and I also played the games.
Uh, Thanks. So when you arrived at the national team, uh, who was the coach and how did you feel for the first time in the you're representing Zambia?
For the first time, being called for under 20, it was a very scary thing. I was scared, like the people I saw were just too different, and it was like, am I going to manage this? But I kept on pushing myself that if they can do this, I can also do this. So I just kept myself, I kept my head high that I will do it and I will be found in the team to we traveled to South Africa.
During that same tournament, you scored your first goal. Am I right?
No, I didn't score any goal or at that tournament, but I was the woman of the match. I came out the woman of the match when we went to South Africa. When we played the game against Tanzania, I came out the woman of the match.
Which one was the first goal for the national team?
It was the first goal I scored for the national team. It was when we were playing the qualifiers against Malawi for the under 20. I think last year. This same year when I was scored again for the under 20. I scored a goal and I was also the captain.
Let's do fast forward to uh, the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Uh, I remember when you went, at least it was 2 weeks earlier before the tournament started. You had the feel of Morocco. Then you had that first friendly with Morocco. What did the coach tell you for that match? What is it that you did? You prepared because you didn't play the usual Zambia game that we understand or we know you of, and but at the end you ended up drawing that match. What were the instructions? Was it just planned like you played defensive football during that day, or it just didn't work out? Whatever the coach told you.
I think that match we wanted to win the match, and it was more like assessment. The coach wanted to assess us and see how we are moving, where we are, the mistakes we are making. So that match was more like assessment, and we ended up doing the match, which wasn't the bad result because that was our first international friendly. Like when we went to Morocco, that was our first international friendly, and that was our first time playing against Morocco. So that wasn't a bad result to us. We were assessing ourselves and see how we are moving at the level where we've reached, how we are going. It was more like preparing on how we are going to face the tournament, which was ahead of us.
Great. Then the second one you had to play against Uganda. Unfortunately, we didn't watch that game. I can tell you because I think it was under closed door. We didn't watch that game, so we don't know what happened. But we received the results, and it was a disaster. You lost 5-0. What happened in that game? Like,
I think that game, we didn't take that game seriously, but I think it was a wake-up call, because that game really gave us the courage, and we just started telling ourselves that we've lost this game, and I think this tournament wasn't an easy tournament. Seeing the way the Ugandan beat us 5-0, so we just told ourselves that this tournament is not going to be an easy tournament for us. So this is a wake up call. We have to wake up and concentrate on the games. We know it wasn't it was a bad result, and to us and the country. So we just had to work hard so that that result shouldn't repeat itself when we start the tournament.
all right, and actually, I think you really kept those weights, because we never saw you conceding more goals. The only goals that I remember you conceding was the one against South Africa, the penalty, and the other one was the one we that mistake from Hazel Nali. I think it was the game against Togo. But let's just go through game by game. Versus Cameroon, I think that was the most difficult game for you. I don't know what you think, but for us, we thought maybe this was the most difficult game for you. Some of the players were suspended, like Ochumba and Mapepa were suspended, but you guys, you had the strength and you drew with the Cameroonians. How did you feel?
Ah, we felt happy because uh, as we all know, the first game in the tournament is the most important game. So
Everine,
that
you are
game
you,
was,
you, are- you are you are happy with the draw.
yes, because we knew that Cameroon will come hard, and we just told ourselves that if we are not going to score, they shouldn't score us. So we just kept our heads high that if we are not going to win this game, they shouldn't win. So it wasn't a bad result. Being the first game of the tournament, it wasn't a bad result, and we think the draw was a fair result for us.
And you played 90 minutes in that game.
Yes,
Uh, how many games did you play? You played all of them, right?
yes.
Okay. So which game apart from the Cameroon game did you feel this is a tough game for me?
I think the game we played against Senegal, that was the difficult game and the toughest game, because it was a deciding game whether we are going to qualify to the World Cup or we are going to remain. So that game was the toughest game we faced, the game against Senegal.
Okay, so let's talk about that same game against Senegal. It was quite dramatic, especially at the end. Uh, I remember it was Diakate from Senegal missed the penalty kick. Then it was given to Hazel Nali for the last one to take a penalty. I didn't see you take a penalty. Why?
No, the penalty takes someone who has confidence and someone who thinks that I can do it. If uh, if your heart doesn't isn't telling you that, if your heart is telling you that you cannot play this penalty, don't take it. But if your heart is telling you that you're going to score this penalty, that's when you can take the penalty. So a penalty is not something to force someone to take, but it
So
takes the heart that someone has.
all right. So for you, you are not ready to take a penalty. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
yeah, I wasn't ready.
Everett, I'm laughing hard because imagine if everyone had scored and everyone was supposed to play a penalty. Automatically, you were supposed to take a penalty, Everett.
Yes,
But did you
uh,
practice for those penalties?
yes, I did practice, and we I think in every training session we used to practice penalties. So I guess if we had like another chance of maybe having a penalty, not as frequently as we have it now,
All right. We seem to have a bit of a challenge with Everine there, but I'm sure she's going to come back. Please, our viewers, don't forget to type in your comments in the live chat if you're watching us from YouTube, and into the comment section if you are watching us from Facebook. And we are going to go through all the messages. If you have a question, don't forget to type your question. We're also going to share with you the links that may come live in the studio and ask Everine Katongo a question. Remember, this is Ubuntu Sports, and we come every Friday to give you everything concerning sports here in Zambia. And my guest tonight was Everine Katongo. Remember, she's the one that scored that wonderful goal against Nigeria to win us the bronze medal. Others are calling her that she's N'Golo Kante. Others are calling her that she plays like Sambalungu. When she comes back, I'm going to ask her. For now, we are going to go on a short break. Then when you come back, we'll continue our chat with Everine Katongo. We go for a short break.
Ubuntu is a tradition that man, or indeed a human being, is born in. Naturally, we are born with Ubuntu. We live with it. We come into this world with that.
Ubuntu ninshira iyo abantu basenderamu ifyo umuntu afwiri okuba n'efyo afwiri okukita n'efyo afwiri okwikaliramu Ubuntu.
Ubuntu chitemiko, Ubuntu mutende.
Ubuntu nikukhala pamodzi. Ubuntu nikusamala. Ubuntu nikukondana.
The desire to contribute to positive changes within rural communities is my strong motivation to work hard for my society. For me, that is Ubuntu.
Ubuntu means humbleness. Ubuntu means humility. Ubuntu means love.
Ubuntu is I'm a person because of a person. I'm really a person. I'm who I am because of who we are.
Hi, Evelyn. Are you back? Hi, Evelyn. Your mic is muted. You can just unmute yourself, then we continue to chat. Anyway, it seems Evelyn still has a challenge. Let's just go through what the viewers have to say. Let's go through the comments and see what the viewers have to say concerning this program. Okay, Lance is saying yes. Everine Kuchalo, yes. Evelyn is here with us, representing Chibodia. Yes. That's Nikki. Nikki saying hello, watching you live from Kalumbila, Zambia. Thank you very much. Continue watching Ubuntu channel and Ubuntu Sports. All right. Can you hear me now, Evelyn?
yes.
Oh, great. So we're talking about penalties. You said you're not ready for penalties. I'd asked you earlier on to say, but if we're to imagine, because penalties cannot be predicted, it's possible that everyone can have a chance of taking a penalty. Why were you not ready? And you said you play penalties every time when you are training, you are preparing for penalties, but on that day you are not ready.
I I think I've been at the national team like not for so many years. Like I think it's maybe less than a year. And the philosophy I found there was like, yeah, there are already players who take penalties. Like when it's time for penalties, the players
Well, unfortunately, there again, you seem to have.
are already there. So yes, those are the players who've been taking penalties, and I already in the game. And I, but if I was to be given a penalty, because I've been practicing penalties, I would have taken a penalty because I gained confidence and I had courage.
Uh, Thanks and great for that. Now let's talk about that penalty for Hazel Nali. Immediately saw it going in. What did you do? And because I saw everyone was just running.
Yeah, like it was a great celebration for the team, and I think for the country, because that was the first time of Zambia by being the first African team to qualify to the Cup. So like celebration to us and a great achievement as a team and as
Hi, Evan. Can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Great. So after that, I saw a lot. We saw a lot of you celebrating, and you went straight to Barbara Banda and say, "Barbara Banda takuwinila." What did you mean? Why did you do that?
I think that game was dedicated to Barbara Banda because we really wanted Barbara Banda to be part of the team, which couldn't happen. She wasn't able to play, but
Yep.
I think at the World Cup she's going to play, and hopefully she's going to play because we really wanted Barbara Banda to be part of the team, and I think that game was a dedication game to her.
Now let's talk about the South Africa game, the semi-finals. Um, by then, everyone in Zambia believed that this is like a repetition of what happened in 2012. The cup is coming back, but in the 92nd, I think 91st minute, there was a penalty awarded to South Africa, and they scored, and that's how the game uh, finished. How were the emotions in the team, and how did you feel?
As a team, we felt bad. We felt bad, but we just had to encourage ourselves that we are. This is just the past. It's now water under the bridge. We don't have to concentrate on this past game. It's past now. We just have to focus on the game which is ahead of us. Since we failed to qualify to the finals, we just have to win this third and fourth game and get the third prize. That's what we just told ourselves as a team, and I think the coaches really encouraged us. They just said that we should focus on the game which is ahead of us and just forget about this game. I think God had purpose for that thing to happen. I think good things are coming for us, and I think that wasn't just our days, but good things are coming for us, and we just have to concentrate on the game which was ahead of us and forget about that game we played against South Africa.
uh, After the game, I know when you win, there is that dancing and jubilation in the dressing room. But after the South Africa game, just tell us, how was the mood in the dressing room after the game?
Everyone was just too emotional. Like we couldn't talk to each other right and there because everyone was like crying. We felt bad. We felt bad. We really wanted to win that game. We felt bad for what happened, but we just had to move on because it already happened and there is nothing we could have done.
Who spoke first in the dressing room, and what did they say?
The coaches, the head coach, he told us that girls, we shouldn't worry about this game. We know it wasn't a fair game. The South African team wasn't supposed to win that game because it was our game. We were supposed to win that game, but it happened. So the coach just had to encourage us to stay focused and stay as a team, concentrate on the game ahead.
And now I've seen like he has created a good relationship with you, Mr. Bruce Mwampe. He featured just 2 weeks ago on this program. We had an interview with him. He also agreed, feeling like you are attached with him. How important is that from getting it from a coach? Because he appears like he's just like your father to you.
Yes, I think it's very important, and I'm very much happy for that because it's not easy, like for a coach to trust a young girl like me, like being put in the team again, playing against the professional players and elderly players. So I think I'm happy for that because it's not easy.
All right, now let's go to the the most important game and the last game of that tournament in terms of Zambia. It was the third and fourth, and we were playing against them. As we were playing with them, they were the champions of Africa. Did you feel intimidated as a team?
Yes, there was that crying feeling. We were scared, like playing with the African champions who've been winning the Africa Cup for some time now. So I think it was a never seen, like, but we just had to push ourselves that we can do it and we are going to do it.
Then let's go through the goal that you scored. Then we're going to come back. Let's watch the goal. Then you're going to come back and discuss about it.
Okay.
But director, let's.
Out of nowhere, this strike gets the ball to hit the back of the net. Wow.
That's one good thing about the Zambian team. They always like to try a shot from outside the box, and this has actually paid off. Unfortunately for Wandoze, the ball just hit her like they get in. It's really, really unfortunate. Of course, you cannot take it away from the Zambian team. Look at the shot again from Katongo. It was a great strike.
Well, again, give credit to Tembo. She started the attack. Aloje came. She was taken out, sent the ball in again, not well cleared. But when Katongo had a chance, she simply delivered this ferocious effort off the side post. And this time, Nozie just couldn't. She just couldn't deal with it. And Zambia, surprise, surprise, up by a goal to nil against the defending champions. Oh, such a sad situation. And this is where Richard, I'll ask you.
It's really sad for the goalkeeper. You can tell from her body language. This is not something goalkeepers
Welcome back, viewers. This is Ubuntu Sports, and we are joined by Everine Katongo, the match winner for the Nigeria versus Zambia third and fourth game at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Everine, take us through that goal. The ball came to you. You are a midfielder. Did you think of shooting, or at that point, did you think of passing, or at that point, what was in your mind was that shooting?
At that point, what was in my mind was just to shoot, because like I wasn't shooting like in the games we've been playing. Like I wasn't shooting, but I think the coach has been was telling me that you should be shooting when you have an opportunity to shoot. You just you have to be shooting, and my fellow teammates used to encourage me to shoot on the go, and other people have been talking to. But at that time, what was in my mind was just to shoot and maybe find a goal for myself and for the team.
And I saw you celebrating at the corner. And your emotions, so like you didn't believe what had happened.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it because I thought that ball was going to go out, but I couldn't believe it, and it was an amazing thing to me and a great thing to me. And I think to the team and the people were really proud, and we are very much happy because it was my first time scoring for the senior women national soccer team, and that was my first goal in the tournament.
Yeah, but you've scored similar goals. I remember, I think that there was a time I was watching you at Nkoloma. You scored a similar goal. I think it was against Namibia, if I'm not mistaken. Do you practice these shots, or maybe it just comes out of natural thing when you're just playing football? I think, let me just shoot. Do you practice this at training?
Yes, we do practice some shooting during trainings, even from our club and at the national team. We've been training how to shoot, the technique, the passing, and all that. So I think that's the trainings really worked because we've been training how to shoot on the go.
All right, great. But before I introduce you to a segment which I call my guest versus the viewers, where I allow the viewers to ask you the questions, I want to ask you this question. After that goal, we won that match. How did you feel that you had scored a match winning goal or a decider?
I think to myself, I was very much happy, and I was very much excited being scoring in such a huge tournament, because it wasn't like a small tournament, but it was a big tournament. It was WAFCON, so I was very much and very impressed, and I was very much excited because that wasn't easy, but I think it took the teamwork which we had, because that goal just didn't come from me alone, but it started from somewhere. So it took the teamwork and the hard work of the team for me to find that goal.
Going forward, the women's WAFCON or Women's Africa Cup of Nations is done and dusted. What next for Everine Katongo?
I think for now, I just have to work hard for coming tournament. Like I have to concentrate and stay focused on the tournament which is ahead of me, and I think I'm not seeing myself playing like the local league here in Zambia. I'm seeing myself playing professional. and that is.
Thanks. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Evelyn?
Yes, I can.
Okay. You just said like you don't see yourself playing for Zambia. Without mentioning any team, is there any club that is interested in you? Hi, Evelyn. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. You just said like you don't see yourself playing for the local league. So I'm saying without you mentioning the club's name, is there any club that is interested in signing you as at now?
Uh, Local or maybe outside.
Anywhere?
I think here in Zambia, I think almost all the teams would really love me to play for their club. And I think for outside, I'm not really sure because that hasn't been mentioned to me yet. But I just have hope that I'm going to play outside Zambia.
The new season is almost starting. There is also COSAFA that will be starting. Are you looking forward for the new season and also for the COSAFA?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward for that, and I can't wait to play COSAFA and the new season, which is about to start.
All right, let's now go to a segment which I'm calling Everine Katongo versus the viewers. Okay, so we're getting the questions from the viewers and none from me. My director, can you just bring the questions that have been typed in from the comments, then we ask Everine before she goes. Those who can manage can join us to the studio.
Yes.
The link has been shared, so just click on the link, then you'll be able to come back here. So there's a question here. It says, what did that goal mean to you? You were seen crying when celebrating that goal. I'm sure it's talking about the goal versus Nigeria.
Yeah. I think that goal really meant a lot. I didn't expect that. I didn't know that that is what could happen, but it really meant a lot to me and to the team. I think it really meant a lot to us and to the country.
Thanks. Lamek Semfuko is asking, how did you feel when you received your first senior national team call-up?
I was very much happy, and I thought I think it was a great achievement to me. I wasn't expecting that I could be called for the senior women's national soccer team, and being the first time, I think it was a great achievement and a great thing to me. So I felt very much happy and very much excited.
Thanks. Lance is saying, how did you feel captaining the under-17 national team?
I think it's the under-20, not the under-17.
Okay, so how did you feel?
I felt happy, and I think being the captain, you have to be the first one to do the things. Like when there's something, you have to be the first one. You have to show the captainship. So I was very happy, like being the captain for the first time in my life, and this was a great thing to me and an amazing thing.
Great. Lawrence is saying, what is the biggest lessons learned from the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, and what is the plan going forward? So, what did you learn from the Africa Cup of Nations, and what are your plans going forward?
What I learned from the first WAFCON is that I should accept any challenge that might come on my way and accept any results it can either be a lose, a draw, or a win, because those are the only results we face during our matches. So I should be able to accept any result and any challenge that I would face ahead. And my plan, I think, is to play professional football and not to continue playing the local league here in Zambia. And again, my plan is to continue my studies, because I want to study physics, and that's what my plan is going forward.
Sorry, you said you want to study what?
I want to study physio. I want to become a physiotherapist.
Physiotherapist. Oh, okay, great. Oh, all right, okay. Let's take more questions from our viewers. Geoffrey Muyanda is saying, I am one supporter driver, truck driver, diehard, based in Mazabuka. Go Zambia, you have my support. So is that someone who is supporting you there? Okay. You said you got your inspiration, or one of the people that you look up to is Tisambalungu. Though some of the people, like some of your fans, because of the way you play, they call you Antonio Conte. So which nickname, if we were to pick one, can you choose Sambalungu or Conte?
I think the names people have been calling me, I accepted them and I will stand them. But what I would prefer being called as a nickname, I would prefer being called Sambalung.
It seems Sambalungu has much impact on your life, right?
Yes.
Have you met?
Yes. I think we've met. In 2019 we met when he was I think was playing for NAPSA, if I'm not mistaken. Nkana.
Ntanako.
Oh,
you were still
Nkana.
with Nkana. Okay.
Yes, when we were still with Nkana, we met.
Oh, okay. Did you tell him that you're my inspiration, or what was the conversation?
Yes, I told him, and I think he's very much happy, because he's been my role model, and I think he's happy having someone who looks up to him.
Great. So tell me, who is your mentor in your life, from career-wise? Apart from a coach, do you have someone that mentors you?
I think there are a lot of people, and including my parents, and especially Aaron Muwanga Jr. He's been mentoring throughout my career, and I think he has really contributed a lot to me. Like to reach where I am today, he has really contributed a lot, and I think for that I'm really grateful, and I'll forever be grateful for that gesture which Aaron Muwanga has really shown in my life.
Thanks very much. We appreciate that work from Aaron Muwanga. I know he's a good man, and he has done a lot in terms of women's football. And talking about Aaron, do you want to see people more and more like him, because he has done a lot in terms of publicity? And do you think at now you are happy with the way people are talking about women's football, that now you've gotten the attention?
Yeah, I'm very much happy, because back there women's football had no value. Only men used to be considered like during in terms of football. But I think now women's football has improved, and I'm happy that people are able to talk about women's football, and that is really a great thing.
All right. So from the way you've enjoyed your football career, you are rising at a tender age. Now at least you're 19, you've grown. If you met a girl who is like Everine Katongo and wants to become a football player like you, what can be the advice to them?
I think my advice to my fellow young girls like would like to be maybe like me or maybe like some other girls like other players. My advice to them is that they just have to continue encouraging themselves, focus on what they want to achieve, focus on their goals. They shouldn't be discouraged like what people are telling them, like the bad things, the discouragement from people. But they just have to stay focused and love what they do, and mostly stay disciplined, because mostly football is I think all the sports need discipline. When you have discipline, when you do not have discipline, you cannot go anywhere without discipline. So I think discipline is the most important thing in sports and maybe out of sports.
Uh, all right, great. And to the parents who are like your parents who are saying no, uh, football is not a career, but please just concentrate on school. They don't allow their children to play football. What way do you have them for them? Hi,
Can you hear
Evelyn.
me?
Yes, I can. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
All right. Yeah, I was saying you've just talked about to those children that want to be like you. Now I'm talking about the parents. What way do you have for them? That I know there are a lot of parents who are like yours who would say no, don't play football, just concentrate at school. They might bend their football kits and all that. What weights do you have for parents? I'm sure some of them are watching us who have children who are playing football in their houses.
What I would like to encourage the parents is that they should continue. They should encourage their children to involve themselves like in sports. I know some other parents would say that football is only for men and not. We have a lot of sports here, and they can choose any sports they are comfortable with, and the parents should encourage their children to concentrate, because I think sports is one way of abstaining from bad things and from bad companies. Instead of spending their time involving themselves in bad companies, drug abuse, and doing all bad things, they'll be spending their time at their training fields, training, maybe playing their matches. They won't be involving themselves in bad things. So to the parents, my message is that they should encourage their children to involve themselves in sports. I think some of the girls are inspired of that, the girls who went to Morocco. So I think it's one of the we are the big example to young girls and to the youth around our communities. So to the parents, they shouldn't be stopping their children from joining sports, but they should encourage them.
And your last words to your fans, what do you have to say to them? Your fans are watching you, Everine.
I think to the fans, I really appreciate for their support, and as a team, the Copper Queens, we are really happy and we appreciate their support. Because the tournament we had, the WAFCON, the last tournament, it wasn't an easy tournament, but it's because of their support and their encouragement that we managed even to come on the third position. So what I can tell the fans is that they should continue supporting us and we continue working hard so that we may continue putting smiles on their faces. And I hope this support won't stop from here.
Everine, I'm not talking about the fans that support the Copper Queens. I'm talking about your fans that support Everine Katongo.
Oh, to my fans, continue supporting me and I'll continue working hard. And to all my fans, I love you and I'm sending all the love and all the appreciation. I really appreciate for your support and I hope you will continue supporting me and you will continue encouraging me during my journey in my career. Thank you so much to my fans.
Quickly before you go, Everine, just tell us which one is your club, and if they want to come and watch your games in terms of your league, where can they find you?
My current club right now is ZIC, Zambian Institute in Sustainable Development, which is located at Independence Stadium. That's where they can find me, and I'm always available there. They can find me.
Great. We'll keep in touch with you because we need to get all your fixtures so that the people can come and give support to your club. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, Everine. Really, we enjoyed watching you at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. You made those quick runs. You had those unpredicted 10. You just 10 around, and everyone was watching you and was smiling. I can tell you, you've got a lot of fans like who really support you, and seeing you here to Ubuntu, I'm sure they are happy, and that's why you saw all those reactions, the questions, and all that. Otherwise, to our viewers, thank you very much for watching Ubuntu Sports. Please join us next week as we'll be talking about the coming back of the Zambian Super League, because the league will start next week, Saturday. We'll give you all the fixtures, we'll give you all the reactions, all the build up to the games starting next week. And we'll also be on the lookout, giving you all the information concerning the women's COSAFA. That will be starting very soon. I'm sure before they travel, we'll have Everine coming back and explaining to you everything that will be going on. This has been Ubuntu Sports for this week. It's good night and God bless you.